Hello and welcome to another update video about Solana. Solana performing really well today, and that's pretty much at the moment in line with my expectation. Yeah, yesterday in the video I told you as we broke above that $122 level, that was the critical level, after which I told you if we break above the $122 and if we stay there, that we can expect higher prices. And that breakout above $122 made me change that scenario a little bit, or not change really, but I told you yesterday that here for Solana, and VeChain is the other one, for these cryptos with the highest probability, I would say that the low is probably already in. Yeah, so we've got the wave 5 here, the wave C, that could have completed the low, and told you that this becomes much more likely as soon as we break above 122. Stay there, of course, as well. So at least, I mean, what we want to see is a 4-hour candle close above it. We had various 4-hour candle closes above it. Even the daily closed above it. Yeah, if I go to the daily chart, you can see that we closed above the $122 level yesterday. Close, but we did. And then today with a huge pump to the upside, took us even above the next price target. The next price target was the $130. That was the 50% FIB level. And now we really need to, if the price obviously today, or we've got a couple of hours left in today's candle. So if today's candle is able to close above the 130, which I think it is, I mean, there's plenty of space left now, then I would argue as the exception would be if Bitcoin does something crazy, but then the next price target should be $150. That would be the 200-day moving average. I do expect quite a bit of resistance there. Yeah, given that Solana is now actually overbought on the daily. As I said before, it can hold this level for a while. It did hold that level here back in August and September for a while, for quite a long time actually. But this is obviously always an indicator that we're getting a little bit exhausted, and the $150 level will be the next target. Told you that yesterday already, and we're on our way to the $150. So all of that looking good. Solana doing everything as planned pretty much. So we came down in this long correction, found our descending wedge, and maybe really that descending wedge was maybe really that reversal pattern that we needed. Broke above that moving average here, and since then just been moving up. Pretty much worked out, since we hit that target area. That was the area where I said at any point in time we can turn around. Yeah, so it's great for everybody who then bought in this target area, which is fantastic, and we have made some very nice gains. So since the low, we have now seen upside of 76-75%, yeah, which is really good, but I don't think it's over yet. What we cannot see yet is a first impulse. Yeah, at the moment, not yet. We could maybe argue that this here was a wave 1, we have a wave 2. Now this would then probably be the wave 3, and we can also, by using the FIB levels here, can understand where did the price land, just here roughly. So currently also here, oh, that is very interesting. We're now at the 200% FIB extension. Now we did break through the 1.618, which is the $125 level. And now we found resistance at the 200% FIB extension here at $137. That's important, yeah. So that is typically, so the minimum target was reached, $125, the 1.618 extension. And now here the 200% level would be then the next target. Now there is resistance. The minimum target for that wave 3 is usually the 1.618, but it can usually, so the cryptos usually go a bit higher, yeah. So from here, obviously, it has now done the minimum, basically, what it needs to do to, in that wave 3, and we could now see a wave 4 next, and then a wave 5 to the upside. That would then be an impulse. It needs to do that to be more confident that the low is already in. At the moment, all it did was to break above that $122 level. That is very important, a structurally very important level. Now we need to hold above this level. So generally, Also, the indicators already made us aware in the last few days and weeks that we see here a turnaround coming together with that descending wedge. And there you go. Here you can see how important it is not only to look at only one indicator, but various indicators. So we had here the descending wedge. We broke out of that descending channel. We left that target area. We broke above the $122 level, that structurally so important level. We had a bullish crossover on the 4-day chart on the MACD, and I told you various times a 4-day chart MACD bullish crossover is so relevant. So we had plenty of space to the upside on the 4-day chart on the RSI as well. We had here this long signal on the ADX and DI. And again, all of that on the 4-day chart, highly relevant. On the weekly, you see the same stuff happen, yeah. Here we don't even have the bullish crossover yet, indicating there is, in the longer run, much more upside possible. However, on the daily, we're now getting overbought. Not necessarily a big problem in an uptrend, but at some point then you will get a correction that could then be that wave 4 that we need to see before we can complete in a wave, go higher here in a wave 5. So yeah. Looking good. Next target, I would say $150, but we're now quite overheated on the daily, yeah. And at any point, we can now expect a correction, maybe down to $130 again, or even $122. That would then be a bit of a correction. Let's say that run to the upside is finished for now. I mean, before we see a bit of a retracement, and I'm not talking about a massive correction, just a bit of a retracement that could come down. Let's say in a wave 4. What you would normally see here is either the 21.4% fib level at $125 or the 38.2, which would be at $115, yeah. Can even go down to 108, that would be the 50%, but somewhere in this region between $108 and $125, yeah. That would be a wave 4 retracement. That is possible. But at the moment, the downtrend hasn't started yet, or the correction, so we are still here very much seeing an increasing momentum. You can see that just by how nearly parabolically that price has started to go up. So at the moment, you don't see any sign of slowing down. Therefore, there is we're still in that uptrend. And just personally, what I'm not doing is selling and buying back lower. That is, in my opinion, not working very well very often. I've seen numerous comments where people sold at whatever $105 and then now they have to buy back higher. That is why I am just trying to trade the higher swings, the larger swings. It's ultimately much more profitable because a lot of people burn their fingers when they try to sell and then they try to buy back lower, and oftentimes it's just a small dip, they miss it, price shoots up like Solana here. I mean, in this uptrend, if you tried to exit this, yeah, and buy back lower, I'm pretty sure that most people who just held throughout are much more in profit. Maybe it worked out if you traded this small dip, but honestly, is it worth it? For me, it's not. I'm trying to wait for the larger dip. I mean, if we're talking here about price expectations of, certainly the all-time high, which would be $260, but normally we go even higher here. Here, 330, 421, 520, all of this is possible. 680 even, these are the Fibonacci extensions, all of that certainly very, very possible. So looking really good for Solana. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.